What you're about to watch is my reaction to last week's chapter that aired on Rooster Teeth's site that you can go watch for yourself, and then come back here to see my reaction to it. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the reaction. Welcome back to some more RWBY Volume 5, Chapter 12, The Vault of the Spring Maiden, and that's so much can be done with that. Did they find it? Did they activate it? Do Raven and Vernal steal from it? I mean, just like, there's a ton of things that can happen with that. Do we just get like a glimpse of it before like everything goes down? So much to that. First off, I'm still holding in my belief that Weiss is fine. Maybe damaged because her aura was depleted, but ultimately I'm still sticking with my theory that the spear that Cinder threw at her effectively didn't hit anything major and cauterized the wound in a way, kind of thing. Because if they would have showed her death if she was going to die there. Instead, they had the spear vanish, and then her drop her arms and just fall forward, and that's when they cut. So they wouldn't have done that just to start this episode with her dying like that. I don't see that happening. It's very weird pacing if that were the case. So looking at that perspective, but also because she's one of the main four characters, and just like anything, I think she's fine. I'm sure she's fine. She's fine. I don't want her to die. So I'm just gonna jump into this because I'm super freaking excited, and I'm interested to see what happens with the battle and everything. Literally everything about this show is kicking off again, just like Volume 3 did. So without further ado, let's jump into it, shall we? Here we go. Oh my gosh, okay. What do we see first?
Weiss!
Right after it. Yeah. So immediately afterwards. Oscar. Come on, Oscar. Damn. Knocked him downstairs.
Ruby, get up.
Yeah, she was just knocked out pretty much.
I need you.
You're letting that boy make a fool of you.
That's not just a boy. It's Ozpin. He's already reincarnated.
That's right, I forgot. They didn't even know. No one knew. Like, it was him. It was just Lionheart. I wonder if he realizes. Oh gosh. Oh Jesus.
Ruby, you.
Ozpin! Oh no.
Oh gosh.
You could hide from me! You'll pay for what you did. You'll die. Over and over again!
We finally get to see somebody! Oh my god! We finally get to see somebody do it! Oh!
Do we fight? No. Run.
He is dust infused! Oh my god!
Ozpin is here? Is that a problem? I'm not sure. But right now we've got the upper hand. Let's not waste it. Leo! Open the path to the vault!
It's gonna be a yeah, I was gonna say, is it the statue? It's gotta be the statue, so... Jesus. It's an elevator? Yang? You gotta choose!
We've got your team covered!
Yes! Come on. Don't. Oh, crap.
You want to get to them? You're going to have to get through all of us.
Yeah, come on, Yang. Oh! God damn it.
Ren, talk to me.
This is bad.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Not again. Weiss, come on, please.
Make
Not
sure they
evaporating.
leave Ruby alive.
She's fine.
This won't take long.
So 3 of them going in. It's 2 against 1. If Raven wanted to defeat Cinder, this is the time.
Oscar, I told you, no!
Jesus.
Let me take over. I can handle him. You told me I needed to fight for myself. So I will. This is not your fight. What does that mean? Why is he so upset with us?
He didn't tell you my tale, did he, boy? I thought you looked familiar. To think that evil was inside you when our paths first crossed.
Yeah, at the train station.
Your blood won't be on my hands. It'll be on his.
Jesus. I wonder what kind of dust it is. It seems like a strength enhancer kind of thing.
Tell him, Osmond. Tell him how you killed her.
Her? Gretchen Reinhardt was Hazel's sister. Despite her brother's wishes, she enrolled at Beacon Academy to become a huntress, and tragically lost her life on a training mission. Hazel holds me responsible. Please, let me fight. I know Hazel. He's wounded in a way that cannot be healed.
You know now. You can forgive me for what I'm about to do.
Did she know? Did she know the risk of being a huntress?
She was only a child. She wasn't ready.
She made a choice. A choice to put others before herself.
Yeah.
So do I.
And you've chosen death.
I'm sorry. What?
Ah, he's forcing it on him. Come on, Osmond. Weiss.
She's hardly breathing. I don't know what we can do.
No, it wasn't supposed to be like this. Please. We can't lose anyone else.
Both girls that like he fancied, basically. Ooh! Ooh! What is happening? What was that? Was that his semblance?
Are you nervous, girl? The first maiden in... why, I'm not sure anyone knows how many years, is about to open a vault. I would say it's quite an exciting time. Don't you feel honored?
No. I'm not concerned with any of this. All I care about is my tribe, my family. This is a burden, not an honor.
Well, you've conditioned her quite well, Raven.
Her arm's still hurting. How far are they going down? Jesus Christ. Whoa, that's cool looking. It's a tree. Wow, this is a really cool lake. Nice. This place is awesome looking.
It's certainly grander than Beacon's.
So they found
I
beacons?
wonder what the extra effort was for.
Can we please not linger?
After you.
Interesting. So, what Cinder said there, basically they found beacons. Jesus. Crow versus Lionheart? Oh, this is gonna be cool. Jesus. I wonder how long he can stand this, like, the power, like, in him. Like, if there's a time limit or anything like that, like, I really want to know. Yes! Yes! He did that with Cinder in the vault. Just a lot faster, and Osprey's farm. This god has to be his semblance.
What's happening?
Ruby's fine. Yes.
What happened?
His hands.
I think she's going to be okay. She seems to be stabilizing.
Come on, Yang. Ah. Freaking Emerald and Illusions. Oh, snap. See through it. Come on, Yang. Ruby, you gotta help somebody. Someone needs your help. Ooh. Oh! Ruby, come on!
Whatever you're doing, don't stop.
I won't.
Good.
Why'd you stop him?
I'm on it.
Like, don't stop!
Boy,
Peg
still
puts his
needs
hands
cover.
away.
No one's gonna touch him. Okay. Make it happen, Ranger.
Ooh. Now Emerald has to do it to two
You okay?
minds.
I'm angry.
Like from one of the first times ever, like he's like pissed. That's awesome. Ooh. Shiny. Oh, better.
Having fun? Vernal, stay focused. Oh, come now, Raven. Let her enjoy this. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
How does this work?
Once the Spring Maiden places her hand on the door, it will open. For you, and only you. Then I will walk into the vault and retrieve the relic. No one else. Is that clear?
Yes.
It doesn't matter to us. Let's get this over with. All right then. Vernal,
It does matter to
when
Raven
you're
though.
ready.
I feel like Raven's gonna do something to intervene. I wonder if they can close the door after it's open, like lock her in there.
You know, I've heard so many stories about you, Raven. They say you're a cunning leader, that you're strong, that you're clever. It's a shame that they're wrong.
Oh snap. Holy crap! Did she get both of them? Oh my god, she's got a grim hand.
It's nothing personal, dear.
Wow!
You're just not worthy of such power.
I knew there was something wrong with it!
But I am.
So that means she's got a grim eye too! Oh, she's breaking out.
Take what is mine.
Damn!
What is this? Where's the power? You won't find it. Because Vernal isn't the Spring Maiden. I am!
What? 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 It makes so much sense though! Because Well, it makes sense now because, oh my god, Vernal wasn't... All she was doing was, like, in a way being the puppet. She was putting her hands up and she was, like, doing this, like, in the tribe. And then, like, the cloud started appearing kind of thing. That could be easily faked. Like, it's... Oh, it makes so much sense. But I'm wondering how she got that power. Ah, it's so interesting. Ah, jeez. So yeah, Vernal was just in a way like just like a daughter, like she like to Raven, like a family, whatever. She was just part of Raven's tribe family thing. Just like a normal random thug, and if you think about that, or like, you know, something like that. Like, oh my god. I knew there was something wrong with Cinder's arm. I knew it. I knew it. I called it a couple episodes back when she was doing the arm therapy or whatever with Cinder. Or Salem, sorry. Not Cinder. Well, Cinder and Salem. But I didn't expect her whole arm to be gone. Like, completely gone. It's basically just like a nub, but just like with Grim attachment kind of thing to it. And it makes so much sense that when Ruby did a little bit of the silver eyes, her arm started hurting because it was like, you know, it's threatened. It's like it's oh god kind of thing. In my theory now, her eye has to be a Grim too as well to some degree, because she's like got no eye kind of thing, and Salem could probably give her a Grim eye, or something kind of thing. So that is so interesting. So much is happening. Oh my god. First off, we have Hazel going full dust mode. So we learned about this in, oh my god, episode 1. Yes, it was episode 1 when Salem was talking about the dust in the first like monologue, and how it's used and everything. It's like it's used in guns, it's used in you know, whatever. And then, you know, we've woven into clothing. We thought that was Cinder for a while, and that could have been the case. Anyways, I think it might have been the case for where Salem's like dress, whatever, was lit up in red. But also it talked about dust infusion, where like, you know, it infused it into your body and you can use it, but it's very archaic. It's like it's super like dangerous kind of thing. So that's what I was wondering, how much Hazel can do in this form, like in this dust infused form. Like, I'm wondering how long he can do it for. So that's so interesting. There's so much this episode. So we have 2 more episodes left. 2 more episodes. 2 entire episodes left. Oh my gosh. So much is happening. Yeah, so mainly I want to know how Raven became the Maiden, because nobody, if Ozpin knew about the Spring Maiden and all that kind of stuff, he never told anybody. He never told Crow, because Crow never knew. Crow was like, you know, you have the Spring Maiden kind of thing, like as if like it's Vernal kind of thing. So nobody knew other than her. So she must have, in a way, stolen it or killed the other Spring Maiden and gained the power. Just like, in a way, Cinder did, like, you know, just killing the target with them looking in your eyes and like, just like, think of me kind of thing, like when they're dying, and just like, you know, infuse the power into her kind of thing. So, oh my gosh, yeah, it's so freaking interesting. So much happening. It's so cool that we're actually seeing a big character, like not just Vernal, because Vernal kind of appeared this volume kind of thing, but Raven, who has been around since since the beginning, because we've seen her in raven form, kind of bird form, whatever. But mainly, Volume 2 kind of era of Raven. She's been the Spring Maiden all along. She's been the Spring Maiden. So I'm wondering if we can actually go back and see some of the things that she's done, and maybe there's hints of her being the Spring Maiden. Maybe her mannerisms or how she talks about the Spring Maiden, or with Crow in the bar and everything in Volume 4, or something like that. I wonder if you can actually go back and see bits of her conversations and everything with other people about the Spring Maiden and the Maidens and all of that, and kind of gather that she's talking about herself more than Vernal. Jesus, my throat. Oh my gosh. So much. So I'm kind of mad about Ozpin. Ozpin forcing Oscar to be Ozpin mode in a way. Like that's rough. That's definitely going to cause a lot of tension between Oscar and Ozpin. But ultimately, they're becoming the same person still. They're not the same person yet. They're not like melding together 100% yet. Because like Ozpin still is like in a way like a subconscious kind of in his mind sort of state, and then Oscar is still like his human state or whatever. It doesn't have the full knowledge of Ozpin and the past regenerations basically. So they're not quite the same person yet. So I feel like this might actually hinder their like synergy kind of thing, like their combination event or whatever. It might postpone it a little bit, because I feel like it's definitely got to be trust and a bunch of different aspects to actually make that try to think of the word. Try to make the process go smoothly, kind of thing. So you need like a lot of trust. You need like a lot of knowledge and strength and just like everything to kind of just meld properly, and time and effort and training and like all kind of stuff. But this event where Ozpin actually forced him forced Ozpin to take over Oscar's body, it's definitely going to cause a lot of grief between Oscar and what he because Oscar didn't want to do it. Oscar wanted to fight and all that kind of stuff. So he chose to fight, but then Ozpin basically effectively took over his body unwillingly in a way. So like I said, that's definitely going to be there's definitely going to be something bad, like definitely. So there was a huntress that joined Beacon Academy who was Hazel's sister, died out on a training mission, and Hazel blames Ozpin for that, which is really interesting. I do wish we could see like what she looked like. I just want more characters, right? I just want like more like backstory on like all these characters that we keep like hearing about. Mainly Summer. I want to see Summer and want to see like everything about her. But Hazel's sister, I would like to see like what she's all about. Mostly, I want to see more weapon combinations. Like that's like my favorite thing. Like weapon combinations, style of clothing, who they're kind of based off of, because like all the characters are kind of based off of something in like legends and fairy tales and that kind of thing. And their semblance and like what they have there, their personality, like just everything about each character of RWBY is so interesting to me. So I do hope at some point, like it might be not now or might get a glimpse or something like that, but I don't know. I wish we do get to see Hazel's sister, and the truth behind it, kind of thing. But ultimately, it seems like it was an accident, kind of thing. Like maybe she was overwhelmed by Grimm, or something on the mission she wasn't trained for, or got hung up on something, and something happened, and she passed away, kind of thing. She died from it. So it's definitely not. Hopefully, it's not Ozpin's fault. I mean, Ozpin just has to train huntresses and hunters um, across the kingdoms, basically, to become better people, kind of thing. So he can't look after each and every one of them. He has to train them for the best case scenario, kind of thing. But in this case, it wasn't enough, and she passed away. And Hazel hardcore blames Ozpin for that. So I'm wondering how far back this event happened. And all that kind of stuff. But it does make sense for Hazel that he doesn't have a weapon. Like, that makes so much sense. Because out of the entire time we've seen him since Volume 4, I had this, like, in the back of my mind. I kept thinking, I'm like, why do we not see his weapon? Why have we never seen him fight or use a weapon before? And why is he so calm, like, constantly? It's because he's saving his anger and rage for Ozpin. And when he actually saw Ozpin, or learned about Ozpin, and, like, where he is now kind of thing, he effectively snapped in a way, and he just, all that rage started, like, going, like activating in a way. But his weapon is dust infusion, so he just grabbed a bunch of dust, slammed it into both of his arms, and just, like, supercharged him kind of thing. So I think the dust is a strength enhancer, because he wasn't doing, like, fire abilities or, whatever like that. It was just, like, boosting his muscles, basically, and he was just, like, smashing the ground and all that kind of stuff. So I wonder if he has other dust that he can use to, like, do like a fire, a crystal, whatever. But I'm wondering if that would burn his hand, like, from the inside out kind of thing. Like, I'm wondering if it has to be specific dust to be used for dust infusion to work properly. Because, like, it makes sense, right? Like, you stab, like, fire crystal into your arm. You would expect your arm just to ignite into fire, and then, like, your hand starts melting and just, like, going away. So this dust that he's infusing isn't damaging. It's not fire. It doesn't corrode anything. It's not ice. It doesn't freeze anything. It's something to increase physical strength, or maybe like a hardening kind of crystal that, like, or maybe something, because it was going through the veins and everything. So I'm thinking of maybe, like, something to, like, maybe heat up the blood, or increase blood flow, or something like that. Like, I feel like it's something to do with the veins and everything to make him stronger. So that is really interesting. Weiss is fine. Jean's semblance. I remember a while back people were trying to think of his semblance and everything and what it could be. Someone mentioned healing. I can't remember what their whole theory on it was, but it's practically healing. The scene with Ruby with John is really sketchy with me. I'm trying to see if I can see it. Might be a little bit further in. I think it was past this point. It's right around. Okay, yeah, right around here. This scene in particular. Okay, so right here, Jean has his hands over Weiss, healing her, right? And then this is what Ruby does. Takes it away from Weiss.
Whatever you're doing, don't stop.
And then says, "Don't stop." It's like, what? Let him do it. Like, let him keep his hands there and, like, focus. Like, don't, like, just pull his hands away and just, like, don't stop kind of thing. Like, it's contradictory. But it's really cool that we're actually seeing his semblance. Because, like, this is, like, the only time. Oh, I guess. Well, yeah, the first time. It makes sense now. When we first saw his semblance, or his aura, activate, he healed a little bit, and that was like everyone's kind of, like, theory on, like, aura and everything. That could just be the first showings of his semblance kind of thing, like, healing a scratch kind of thing. But also when Cardin punched him, like, a big light appeared and that kind of thing. So maybe his semblance can be altered differently if he's thinking differently about it, whatever. But we saw the scratch, the light, and then now this. So, like, 3 instances of his semblance coming out, and it makes sense now that we know it's healing. Like, we can look back at all of his past, like, events and, like, match it up exactly what happened, kind of thing. So The scratch can, I mean, it can be seen as just aura, right? Like aura heals you, protects you, that kind of thing. The aura could definitely heal like a scratch. Like that's something that like I think one of the teachers were saying or something like that about like I think it was one teacher, maybe it was Pyrrha, talking about aura and everything, and then how it heals you or protects you, that kind of thing. So it could that scene with Zhang with the scratch when he first got his aura, the scratch healing could definitely be the aura, or sorry, yeah, that aura, like kind of repairing itself before activating or activating fully or whatever like that. So that scene doesn't have to be necessarily his semblance; it can just be his aura activating. The Carden incident when he was like gonna get punched in the face and then all of a sudden the light appeared, kind of thing, that can definitely be his semblance activating. But up until this point, he's never had to heal anybody. He's never had his hands on somebody dying or hurt or injured, and actually focusing on like healing them, kind of thing. Until this moment, he had his hands over Weiss's stomach, and just in his mind, he kept saying like, "Don't die on me, don't die, don't die, don't die," and then it just activated his semblance, kind of thing, like unwillingly, or not unwillingly, unconsciously, I should say. There we go. So that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool that we actually get to see his semblance now. I wonder how far he can do it. Apparently, he can be kind of, hovering and still heal them, as we see like right around here,
Oscar
right there. So he can be like hovering above the person and have a bit of a range between them. Maybe he might have to touch them first to kind of like initiate it, and then like kind of he can back away from there and just like heal from a distance. But regardless, Weiss is healing, which is fine. It's good. She was still alive. My theory was correct. Like I said, it would have been a huge dick move if they started this episode and she like evaporate. Like that would make no freaking sense. Like all of a sudden, just starting an episode like that. So we have Ruby and Yang fighting Emerald and Mercury, which is a huge freaking fight. That's gonna be really fun. I have like a hair in my eye. What the heck? Sorry. So, oh gosh, what else happened in this episode? So much is happening. So much is happening. Like I said, 2 more episodes left. It's gonna be freaking awesome to see what happens next. I do want to see this bit again with Raven. Also, yeah, it actually makes sense that Raven broke out of the ice because, like, it's basically Cinder caused the ice to form on Raven, and then think about like maiden powers, like summoning ice kind of thing. And then it makes sense that Raven was able to break out of it like really easily, because she's a maiden too.
Because Vernal isn't the Spring Maiden. I am!
Oh, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be awesome. So yeah, I mean, with Raven and everything, that must have been part of her plan, was to basically kill Cinder there, and then go and open the vaults, take the relic, and then leave, kind of thing. Like that was going to probably be her plan. Because Vernal was not the Spring Maiden. Her hand touching the door wouldn't have mattered at all. But it's super interesting that Cinder attempted to steal Vernal's power. Because before, well, I mean, not before, but like, it's been like kind of theorized or whatever that there can only be one of each maiden, kind of thing. But for whatever Cinder's doing with the Grim stuff, it seems like she can maybe, in a way, take the maiden power, like she did. She has a maiden power right now. But take Spring Maiden's power and absorb it into her power to make her, like, in a way, like a 2 times maiden kind of thing. Like she'll be a half. Well, I mean, 1 maiden is like a full maiden, but like she's like twice maiden, twice power. I was the way I was seeing it was, Ozpin sacrificed a ton of magic, to give the 4 girls power, right? And what I'm thinking of, if you think about all 4 maidens as one person, basically like the bit that Ozpin gave away, like his gifts to the maidens. If you think about all 4 girls as like one girl in essentially like one big power given to them kind of thing, just split into 4 different, different ways. Cinder is trying to combine them all 4 of them, and create like the ultimate maiden in a way. Like instead of like 4 people using the power, combine all 4 together to make a super maiden, like just like unbelievably powerful, like a god basically. So that is really interesting. Effectively, the gods made Ozpin to fight Salem, right? Ozpin then turned around after maybe a couple decades of trying to stop Salem and that kind of thing. Turned around and gave away some of his power for maidens to help the world and that kind of thing, to maybe stop Salem or whatever. So it stands to reason that Ozpin right now does not have the power to defeat Salem. He needs all his power in order to defeat Salem, kind of thing. Like that's what the gods gave him the power for, was to have enough power to defeat Salem. Which is kind of interesting because you would think the gods would have enough power to defeat her on their own. So I wonder, what's happened there and everything. So, anyways, this is an awesome episode. All around, just like straight in. Action, 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 action. The last episode, it was about midway through, was when the action started up, kind of thing. A lot of talking and like, back and forth between like the different groups and everything. But this episode was pure action. So we're going to get 2 more episodes of this. I'm suspecting next episode is going to be possibly the White Fang fight. I'm assuming we're gonna have to go and fight them at some point. So I'm assuming Blake is going to show up. I'm still sticking to my theory that Blake's gonna show up. I feel like Blake's gonna show up next episode and fight Adam and all the White Fang and everything like that. And then maybe we'll see some more fights with Ruby and Yang and Emerald Mercury. Definitely more Hazel and Ozpin. Definitely probably some more Raven versus Cinder. It's just there's gonna be a lot happening in the next 2 episodes. The reason why I say, because like we have 2 episodes left and Blake hasn't showed up yet, kind of thing. So she's got to at least show up next episode in order to like kind of be there. it would be weird if all of a sudden like the battle's over, like the battle for the whole kingdoms like is finished, like the final episode, and then Blake arrives. Like it doesn't make any sense. So like they've been hyping up Blake coming and helping with the faunus and everything so much that she has to show up next episode. That's definitely something going to happen next episode. And the final episode is definitely going to be the conclusion to this volume, and then maybe some lead in or whatever to the next volume or whatever. I definitely think this is going to be the last volume for Mistral. Because like the first 3 volumes of the show were all about Beacon, and like it's called like the Beacon arc or something like that. Like if you combine volume 1, 2, and 3 together, they make the Beacon arc or the Battle of Beacon or whatever. If you think about 4 and 5, it's the battle for Mistral, basically. It's leading up, giving you information and character development in volume 4, and then volume 5 just kicks it up a notch with the actual battle and preparation for it and all that stuff. So it stands to reason, in my mind, that this is going to be the final volume for Mistral. So whether it's good or bad, we're not sure. But I feel like Cinder is going to get her hands on the artifact, or Raven. I can definitely see either one of them doing it since they're in a way equals. I can definitely see Raven maybe being more powerful in a way because she's had it for longer. But I can definitely see Salem helping enhance Cinder with the Grim abilities, like the arm and maybe the eye, to maybe give her an upper hand, kind of thing. So either or. I mean, I mean, depending on how you look at it and who is more powerful, kind of thing, it can go any way, really. Either Raven is super powerful and she's been training all this time, or hasn't been training all this time. I'm not sure. We haven't really seen her do any Maiden things, just like in a way summon the storm above Vernal when she was like, puppeting the whole event. So I don't know. I'm not sure if she's ever been training with the Spring Maiden abilities. She's just kind of had it, and she just kind of just held on to it and not really done anything very much with it. Maybe she's trained with it, but ultimately, she's had it for a long time. Whether she was the original one who escaped and then was like the young girl who escaped and ran away, maybe because like you would think if it was Raven who ran away, you would think Crow and on Ozpin and all of them, you would think they'd know it was Raven who was the Spring Maiden. So the girl who ran away, the Spring Maiden, the original Spring Maiden who ran away from like sight and like no one knows where she went, that girl was somebody else. And Raven encountered her, probably, maybe killed her and took her power, or did something like that. Maybe at one point it was somebody else, but Raven figured out a way to transfer powers, or something like that. I'm not sure. But regardless, Raven's had it for a while probably, and she's probably maybe trained with it, so we'll see. Leave your comments down below about this episode, what you thought of it, kind of thing. I thought it was awesome. A lot of like plot twists and like all that kind of stuff, which is awesome. 2 more episodes left, and I cannot wait. It's gonna be freaking sweet to see what happens next. So much is happening. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you guys next week for some more RWBY Volume 5. Take care, everybody.